Eh, Hice una tontería cuando estaba buscando ahí cosas en Liyue, farmeando cosas en Liyue, y activé una misión, que era la misión de la tetera. Y pues te explican un poquito del origen de Yangfei, porque Yangfei aparece ahí y pues te empieza a hablar de algunas cosas sobre ella y todo eso. Y es como, ¡Feck! ¿Por qué? Hello da.
Hello, Mr. Crossell. How's business been?
Sí, aparece Yangfei en esta historia, entonces ahí te dice como que una introducción de todo, de cómo es ella, su origen y todo.
Oh, good, very good. All thanks to your advice, Miss Yangfei. What brings you here today?
What brings you tonight?
You're too kind. I was simply doing my job. Now, I believe that the last time we met, you mentioned that you were looking to source some smaragdus jadeite to make hairpins. Have there been any further developments on this front?
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, in the end I did acquire a small piece of smaragdus jadeite and had it fashioned into a pair of hairpins. Miss Yangfei, might I presume that you have an interest in the hairpins? I must apologize, I've already rented them out to a lady named Zhi Qiao. If you'd like to inspect them, you may have to wait quite some time.
Wait, isn't smaragdus jadeite really rare? Aren't you worried about the hairpins getting damaged or lost while they're being rented out?
No, I'm not worried in the slightest, because I signed a contract with Miss Zhi Qiao before renting them to her. The contract makes it quite clear that if she loses or damages the item in question, she must compensate me for its full original value. In return, I included a clause that guarantees the smaragdus jadeite is genuine, with a penalty of 10 times the item's value payable by me to Miss Zhi Qiao in the event that it is shown to be a fake.
Guaranteed genuine, with 10 times the value payable if this claim is shown to be false. Yes, these terms are very clear indeed.
Of course. This way, both the client and I have the assurance we need. To ensure fairness, each of us has retained an original copy of the contract.
In that case, might you know where Miss Xiao lives? We'd like to pay her a visit and have a look at the hairpins.
Oh, of course. She wrote her address down when we signed our contract. Here, I'll mark it on your map for you.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Crossell. We'll be off now.
Es que me imagino que, o sea, esto de la mala sincronización de la boca es más bien porque nada más animaron con el audio en japonés y en inglés lo dejaron ahí abandonado. Me imagino, no sé.
Why'd they have to give me that transfer?
Por acá. No, pero no tan arriba. Hello da.
Oh, whatever shall I do?
Oh no, ¿qué hiciste, doña? ¿Usted es la señorita Xinxiao?
Yes, that's me. Is there something I can help you with?
How do you do, Miss Xiao? We understand from Mr. Crossell that you recently rented a pair of hairpins from him. My associates and I are very interested in them. Would you mind letting us take a look at them?
The hairpins. I can't lend them to you right now. I've lost them.
Oh no.
I don't know how it could have happened. I always kept them right by my side, and I hadn't even worn them yet. I spent so much money on them. If I have to pay their original value, there's no way I could come up with that amount of money on such short notice.
En primer lugar, ¿para qué las quieres?
My family is in the ore business too, but business has been suffering ever since the chasm was sealed off. We now have a backlog of paid-up orders just sitting around, so we've been having to purchase some stock from other ore merchants to complete them. A big banquet is coming up in a few days, and several ore merchants I know of will be there. I need this opportunity to mingle and discuss prices.
¿Y por qué exclusivamente esos pines? O sea,
That's
¿por
what the
qué?
hairpins were for, to... Well, to keep up appearances. I can't have them looking down on me. But now that I've lost the hairpins, what will I do?
Why does Paimon have a sudden strong sense of déjà vu?
O sea, porque esta es la parte en la que decimos, déjamelo a mí.
Would you really? I sent a commission to the Adventurers Guild, but I haven't heard anything back from them yet.
Hold on. Don't run off looking for the hairpins just yet. Miss Zhou, would you let me have a look at the rental contract you signed?
Ah, la de haber visto la cara para... Claro.
Huh? Well, I mean, sure, I have it right here. Here you are.
Let me see.
That's right! Yangfei said she's a legal advisor, didn't she? Maybe she can help Zhiqiao somehow.
Pues era un poco injusto para Cross.
True. Though surely there must be a win-win solution.
Right. I finished reading the contract. The terms are very clear, and they do indeed stipulate that you must pay Mr. Crossell the original value of the hairpins as compensation for the loss. Furthermore, the contract also expressly states that the amount of compensation must take current market prices into account. And given the rarity of Smaragdus Jadeite, I fear that the final amount of compensation may end up being significantly higher as a result.
Even higher? Oh, no.
Pobrecita doña.
Uh-oh. Zhiqiao looks like she's about to faint.
However, all of this is assuming that it is indeed genuine Smaragdus Jadeite that was inlaid into the hairpins.
Did you really have to pause before saying that part? Anyway, the hairpins are lost, so how exactly would we be able to find out if the jadeite is genuine or not? Whichever way you look at it, we've got to start by finding those hairpins.
Except that if we found the hairpins, there'd no longer be any need to check whether the jadeite is genuine, would there?
¿Por qué?
Seems right.
No tiene sentido. ¿Por qué? ¿What?
Please, don't trouble yourselves over this. The fact is, I lost the item and I should pay compensation per the contract.
Pero es una suma enorme.
However much it is, I will have to pay it. My family are merchants, after all. It's vital that we keep our word and respect our contracts. Now that it's come to this, I really shouldn't keep Crossell in the dark any longer. I'll go and inform him of the issue and then negotiate the amount of compensation.
Yes, legally speaking, it seems this is the most sensible course of action. But before that, I have some questions about the hairpins. So hold on a moment, Miss Zhou. When you first touched the hairpins, what did you feel?
Ah, es que creo que había dicho de que producen tanto, o sea, como que producen cierto tipo como que de poder que un ser humano, no, o sea, un mortal normal no lo puede aguantar. Cierto, tiene sentido lo que está diciendo
What did
Yangfei.
I feel? Well, I remember that the gemstones set into the pins were perfectly smooth to the touch, like the finest quality jade. My family has seen much jade pass through its hands in the past, so I am quite certain of my judgment in this matter.
Smooth to the touch, finest quality jade.
Que no era jadeíta
No,
esos
it's nothing.
pines.
I just need to re-examine a few things. Let's head over to Mr. Crossell's.
Me encanta que esté justo aquí abajo. Me ahorra mucha caminata. Señor, le vendió unos pines falsos.
Miss Yangfei, you've returned. With Miss Zhiqiao in tow, too, I see. How are the hairpins? I trust you're quite satisfied with them?
About that.
Los primeros que perdieron las horquillas.
You lost them? Are you serious? Do you have any idea how expensive they were?
I'm sorry. Truly I am. I'll pay the compensation as per our contract. Every last mora.
Mora? Do you have any idea what I had to go through to get my hands on that Smaragdus Jadeite? I just don't... Forget it. Talking won't bring them back. Since Miss Yangfei is here, I suppose we can just have her estimate the amount that needs to be paid.
Ajá, va a ser que usted los va a pagar, porque no era jadeíta, ¿verdad?
No problem.
Smaragdus.
But before I can give an official estimate, I'll need to do a little market research. Yes, and if I may just confirm again, it was in fact genuine Smaragdus Jadeite inlaid into the hairpins, correct?
Of course. Genuine article guaranteed, or I pay back 10 times the value.
All right, understood. I'll
Es
conduct
que,
some
o sea,
market
está muy,
research, and once
muy
I'm
de
back,
él como
I'll
que...
provide an official assessment of the sum owed by Mr. Chow in compensation. Please wait here, Mr. Crossell.
Porque el hecho de que, justo, de que él tenga que pagar 10 y la otra nada más lo que está en lo que cuesta del mercado es como que está muy... ¿sabes? Pero muy mal para el que lo vendía. O bueno, para el que está haciendo el alquiler. Entonces como, ¿what?
Thank you very much. How could she lose my hairpins? She'd better pay every last mora that they're worth.
No,
Looks like
no
I'll
te
have to
creo.
find some way to raise that money.
Please wait, Mr. Chow. I have something to discuss with you. It's not convenient to speak here, so let's find somewhere that we can sit and talk in more detail.
The atmosphere here is even.
¿En el camino? Ah, que por cierto ya están preparando la 1.6, ¿verdad? Y aparte la 1.6 ya tiene el tercer evento de Arconte, so... ¡Ah, emoción!
Can't believe the well got polluted. Come.
Miss Yangfei,
Conoceremos
what is this
Inazuma.
about? Are you here to tell me how much I owe?
No. What I wanted to talk about is, there is a chance that the Orin laid on those hairpins may not be Smaragdus Jadeite after all.
¿No es Jaditas Maractus, en serio?
What do you mean? Are you implying that you already sneaked off and found them?
Obviously not. I'm no adventurer, let alone a member of the guild. I don't run thankless, time-consuming errands for a living. Let's just say I
Ala,
made some deductions.
disculpa, yo sentí ahí un golpe, así, perdón. Yo soy del gremio, grosera, doña, calmada.
I don't know if Granny told you this, but Smaragdus Jadeite is found deep underground and contains very concentrated elemental energy.
Justo, y si no sintieron nada significa que no era real.
If mere mortals come into contact with it, well, they'll be sick in the best case. And in the worst case, they could even experience a dramatic change of personality. It most certainly would not be smooth to the touch. Mr. Chow, did you at any time feel unwell while the hairpins were in your possession?
No, not at all. I felt perfectly fine the whole time. Not even the slightest bit unwell. I didn't feel anything special at all, in fact.
Now that is strange. I noticed earlier that there were elemental traces in Mr. Crossell's vicinity. If I've deduced correctly, he may still have the Smaragdus Jadeite in his possession.
If that's the case, we should go confront him right now and expose his dirty
Tenía que ser de
scam right to his
Shesnaya, ¿verdad?
face.
Ay, Dios mío, ¿por qué?
Absolutely
Los
not.
de
If we were
Shesnaya
to
son
confront
muy
him now,
poco
there's no way
confiables.
he would admit to it. Eventually, he would find some argument to compel us to leave.
O sea que lo quieres encontrar con las manos en la masa.
And then, he'd throw the Smaragdus Jadeite into the sea the moment we were gone. After that, he would simply insist that Mr. Chow pay up per the contract. He would lose nothing. Meanwhile, we would have to look under every stone in Liyue, hoping and praying that the hairpins do actually still exist somewhere in this world.
Qué explicación tan detallada.
So vivid that Paimon thinks it might be experience talking.
Oh, it certainly is. I've seen my fair share of situations like this, and brute force methods are certainly one way of resolving them. Fortunately, I have far more elegant solutions at my disposal.
Elegant
I'll share them with you in
solutions.
due course.
Soluciones elegantes. A ver. Sorpréndeme, Yangfei.
Well then, since you're so experienced in dealing with problems like this, perhaps you could help me, Miss Yangfei.
Oh, that won't be a problem. But first, Mr. Chow, can I ask you to please sign this contract?
Es como, ya, contratos no, por favor, ya no más.
Huh? Does there have to be a contract for everything?
Si me pagaran un moro por cada vez que escucho la palabra contrato. Sí, o sea, todo lo que hemos pasado por Liyue es contrato.
Feels like
Sería
Yangfei
súper
is
rico.
even more concerned with them than a certain sound anyone else we know.
These are my formal terms of engagement. Everything prior to now has just been pro bono advice. But for me to investigate any further, I require a written contract. Any work commissioned but not bound by a contract cannot be relied upon.
O sea, sí, pero técnicamente le vas a cobrar a la pobre doña.
I understand. Then I will be glad to place this matter into your capable hands if you will take it, Miss Yangfei.
No problem. Just sign here, and I'll sign too. Okay. Now write your address here, and then sign on this page as well. And I'll also need your signatures on pages 5, 7, and on the very last page. Finally, if you could just use this ink pad to make a handprint over here.
Y Paimon así como que, ¿por qué?
This contract has so many pages. Paimon's all out of brain juice again.
Qué dolor de cabeza.
All right, that should do it. My fees are the same as always, and they're written in the contract. Have a look through and let me know if you have any questions.
I've had a read through. Everything checks out.
Well then, here's your copy of the contract. I will retain the other copy.
¿Necesitan ayuda?
Not for now, no.
¿Muebles?
Despite how
No me digas
intractable
que
this
recién veo
problem
el
might
título.
sound,
No,
it
lo acabo
will
de
actually
cambiar.
be quite straightforward to resolve, once we've got some things squared away. I don't believe you have been part of an investigation like this before, in which case, hopefully this should be quite the experience.
Sí,
Miss
bastante.
Yangfei, I have to ask, why are you helping me?
Porque le cae mal a la gente que le ve la cara a otros.
Because, as it happens, I'm currently trying to acquire some Smaragdus
bueno, no,
Jadeite
es más
myself.
directa.
I noticed strong traces of geo-energy around Mr. Crossel, so perhaps he has, in fact, secured some. Whether he actually made it into an item of jewelry or not is a separate matter, but either way, it's a lead. As long as we follow it, who knows? We might just be able to get our hands on some Smaragdus Jadeite. Also, the idea of someone abusing the law to their advantage, I won't stand for it.
Of course, ya sabía yo.
But again, let's not dwell on this. Let's go to... where can we find someone who processes ore?
¿En la cima?
Ah, I've got it!
Shito.
Let's pay a visit to Chateau, the boss of the Jade Mystery. He's a professional when it comes to working with stone and ore.
Para quién... Oh, claro, el que las procesa. ¿Quién pudo haber cortado, verdad?
If Mr.
Esas
Crossel had his
pines.
ore worked on at all, Chateau would undoubtedly have been his first choice.
Claro.
Precious curios.
Betting on Jade? Why, hello there, honored customers. Welcome to... Oh! It's you, Miss Yangfei. Is something the matter? Surely not more spurious claims that my jade betting is rigged and no one can ever win? Oh, I swear on all that is sacred.
Amañadas.
No, nothing of the sort. Has a Snezhnyan merchant named Crossel enlisted your ore processing services recently by any chance?
A Snezhnyan merchant named Crossel, you say? I do remember that. He brought me a piece of ore, claiming that it was Smaragdus Jadeite.
Ok, Mao, buenas noches, que descanses.
That was the first time I'd ever encountered it, so I had no way of telling if it was really Smaragdus Jadeite or not. But if a customer insists, far be it from me to contradict them. He was quite generous with his money, too, so I didn't give it too much thought. I processed the ore as per his request.
Do you have any leftover debris from your work on it?
Why, yes. It was my first time encountering this ore, after all, so I kept a few loose shavings to study myself later. They're right over there, in fact.
Thank you, sir. We'll take a look at them.
Suerte en el stream. Thank you, thank you.
If my eyes don't deceive me, the cross-sections and patterning suggest that these are Smaragdus nephrite shavings.
Nefritas maractus.
Yes, it's not particularly rare, nor is it especially valuable. It's used to make jewelry all the time. I've heard it said that Smaragdus nephrite is in fact the outer layer of Smaragdus jadeite, though
La capa
no one's ever
exterior.
proven it.
A thin layer of separation, huh?
If you must see for yourself, try examining these shavings for traces of elemental energy. Smaragdus nephrite is an entirely ordinary ore, containing no elemental energy whatsoever.
Is that so? Well, we might as well give elemental side a shot. So, did you find anything?
Ni rastro de energía
So
elemental.
they really are different. But wait, how come Jichao was able to tell what it was just by looking at the shards?
Experiencia.
That's pretty awesome.
There's nothing special to it. It just so happens that I've come across a great many of these in my time.
¿Por qué Shito no supo diferenciarlas?
These two stones actually look very similar. Someone without a deep understanding of them would find it very difficult to tell them apart. There may be only a subtle difference for the casual viewer, but that translates to an astronomical difference in terms of the market price. And, I'm sure, a significant
Claro, como la
difference in the cost of
turquesa
having them carved
original
into
y la
shape.
turquesa creada. La turquesa original pues tiene ciertas cosas y ciertos detalles que pues las hace diferentes con las que usualmente te venden. Puede hacer una diferencia de que la turquesa te la vendan súper cara o la turquesa te la vendan súper barata. Y usualmente la turquesa súper barata es porque es jaulita pintada o porque son restos de turquesa original combinadas con otros químicos para crear una nueva piedra turquesa. Es así también ese de los conocimientos de los minerales. Curioso, curioso, ¿no? Sin embargo, pues sí, las caras son porque son originales, o sea, no se les ha hecho nada, ningún tratamiento y nada por el estilo. Es su color original y sus trazos originales. Usualmente la turquesa original tiene menos, o sea, tiene más bien más como que trazos irregulares que la turquesa barata que te venden, que parece muy todo como que muy uniforme. Es curioso.
All right, let's focus up. We're going off on a tangent.
Ujú. Es lo mismo como con el rubí. El rubí original no es un rojo así sangre y todo, no. El rubí original es como un rojo rosado y brilla en la luz negra. Sin embargo, ya hay rubí hecho por laboratorio, al igual que el zafiro.
But, never mind, Shirto. Why would Mr. Crossell...
Unusual actions have unusual reasons behind them. Let's take some of these shavings back to Chateau.
Miss Yangfei? Might I be so bold as to inquire,
If you could just confirm for me once more, sir. Mr. Crossell did indeed claim that the ore he brought to your store was in fact Smaragdus jadeite, did he not?
Mineralesca. Que nunca fui. Ya me di cuenta.
Yes, that's right. I still have a record of the job with me, in fact. Here. It says quite clearly, 1 chunk Smaragdus jadeite, uncut.
Then I have no further questions. But could I borrow the processing record and these stone shavings?
Of course. But might I ask why?
Hello,
you
y
need
hasta que
them?
termines. Gracias, Mau.
Oh, I have my reasons. Yes. Please sign here on this affidavit. This document shall serve as signed proof that these stone shavings originated from the, ore that Mr. Crossell brought to your store. Please read it carefully.
Yes, I see. Forgive me for asking again, Miss Yangfei. But might I know the nature of the incident on this occasion?
Me encanta en serio el doblaje en inglés que le
I
ponen.
wouldn't say there's been an incident, just a minor issue. Thank you, sir. I'll take these with me.
With this hard evidence to back us up, Crossell won't dare try to deny what he did.
On the contrary, this is far from sufficient to
Exacto.
build a case. We need to find something a little more compelling. If you want to make jewelry, you need a professional jewelsmith. Let me think.
Me encanta para que chequeo, ¿no?
Jewelry. Nope. Aha! Got it! Singxi. She often helps people to find a jewelsmith. Let's go pay her a visit.
Well,
Sí,
that
sí.
was quick.
Ah,
How come you know so many people?
Porque ha visto bastante gente durante toda su corta vida de
Because lots of people come to me for legal advice every day.
asesoría legal.
As you know, Liyue Harbor is the city of contracts. And contracts, well, I should say laws, are very important to us. But the amendments made by the Tianquan to our laws are unnecessarily complicated. How can I put this? It just seems like they're hard to understand and impossible to finish.
Nunca acabarás.
As such, legal advisors like myself provide quite the popular service indeed.
Claro, para
So
ahorrarte
you
todo
have
ese
to
embrollo
make
de leer
sense
todas
of
las
the
leyes.
law.
Ellos lo hacen por ti,
Didn't you say
obviamente.
that it's hard to understand and impossible to finish?
Yes, well, that's no obstacle because I've memorized all the legal codices.
You memorized them?
You sound surprised. Knowing the law inside out is a legal advisor's bread and butter, you know?
Justo, es que eres una adepta del código legal.
Oh, this has nothing to do with being an adeptus. I just like reading things.
Again with that casual tone.
Well, that's that then. Let's go look for Singsi.